Developed by Night School Studios and released in late 2019 for PC, Xbox, and the PS4, and then released in early of 2020 for the Nintendo Switch, AfterParty tells the story of Milo and Lola, who somehow find themselves in hell, of all places. As the player, you take control of this dynamic duo as they attempt the impossible. Try to escape hell and return to their normal lives. Night School Studios is the developer of one of my favorite games, Oxenfree. I love that game's branching narrative, the characters, and the story, so I came into this game with really high hopes for the developer's second major release. Did AfterParty live up to the expectations of Oxenfree? Let's take a look and find out. How you doing, fellow geeks? GamerDad79 here, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Night School Studios game AfterParty. Now, this is their second major release, right after Oxenfree, which was one of my favorite games of all time. So I was really looking forward to AfterParty, right? I followed the development cycle pretty closely. Again, I'm a really big fan of the developers. Oxenfree, again, is one of my favorite games in a long time. I really enjoyed that game. I had the chance to play AfterParty thanks to the, probably again, I said this time and time again, the best deal in gaming today, Xbox Games Pass. It is available on Xbox Games Pass right now. If you guys want to go ahead and check that out, I highly recommend it. If you are new to the channel, guys, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and give me a thumbs up, right? The thumbs ups always help in helping the channel grow. And you want to know what really helps the channel grow? Share the videos, right? If you really enjoy my content, please go ahead and share my videos. If you want to support GamerDad79 beyond just give me those thumbs ups and sharing the videos, I will leave the link to my PayPal in the description below. It'll help me upgrade the channel even more and help GamerDad79 grow even bigger. So, without further ado, fellow geeks, let's go ahead and take a look at AfterParty. In AfterParty, you play as college graduates Sang Bong, or as he likes to be called, Milo, and Lola Wolf. The game starts with you reluctantly at a party, and the game introduces you to its various mechanics, the main attraction being drinking. Yep, drinking is part of this game, and I will get into more on that later. Anyone familiar with Oxenfree would immediately feel home with AfterParty's dialogue tree, as when you talk to people, two options come up that you can choose from and advance the conversation and story. Your replies will affect how the game progresses, and you will see different scenes based on what you say and the decisions you make. The conversations flow very naturally, and Milo and Lola are likable and relatable as main characters. One of my favorite aspects of AfterParty is in the same as Oxenfree, which is the writing. The writing is extremely clever and never felt forced, and the voice actors really nailed their characters' personas. So after a very awkward intro, and I don't mean awkward by in the way the game is, I mean the characters are in an awkward position, things go from bad to really friggin' bad as you find out you're dead and now in hell. And soon our heroes learn that the only way to escape hell is to beat Satan himself in a drinking competition. Yep, that is exactly the type of game this is. You know, one of the really interesting aspects of this game is it really brings the mythology and the stories that are in the Bible front and center. It really made me interested in these characters, right? Because everyone has their own beliefs, and I'm not trying to say any one belief or a non-belief is any better than any other, right? But ultimately, the stories in the Bible are just that, right? They were written by people. They are stories. And there are very interesting characters that are involved in that. And AfterParty really brings some of that to the forefront. Which you can be able to learn some stuff that maybe you didn't know before. Because I definitely learned a lot, right? One of the things I learned was that Satan wasn't the only archangel that was cast down from heaven. There was several with him that were cast down. So it's very interesting. You find out some really cool backstory stuff to this. And with that, there are a lot of different characters that you come in contact with, a lot of demons and a lot of people who have been sent to hell, and all of them are very, very interesting. And I'm telling you, the writing for this game is off the charts. Really, it's just absolutely amazing, and the characters all felt unique and interesting, and I wanted to continue talking with them. And that's really important for this type of game, to want to continue talking with these characters. And honestly, one of my favorite characters in the game was Sam, who is your cab driver. Yes, there's a cab driver in hell. That should tell you a few things. But Sam, who's a demon, is your cab driver in hell. And she's definitely one of the highlights of the game. She takes you from place to place, and you get a really good understanding for the character as a whole. Very, very interesting. Interestingly enough, drinking is a major part of AfterParty. As you progress through the game, you are offered many different gross-sounding drinks, such as the Bloody Stool, the Famous Last Words, the Great Emanthian, and the Pear of Anguish. Right? Some of those don't sound gross. Some of them sound weird. But there are a lot more gross ones in there too. When you drink, you open up a new dialogue option based on the drink you have, giving you some new ways to interact with the denizens of hell. For instance, drinking a Bloody Stool loosens you up and makes you extra flirty with those around you. So there is a measure of strategy involved when you get a drink. Let's say you have a dance competition coming up. Yep. There are dance competitions in hell, apparently. You might want to have a drink that loosens you up so you have an easier time. Or if you want to talk someone into doing something for you, you might want to have a drink that gives you more confidence. I found it very interesting to experiment with the different drinks and the different dialogue options that open up with that. Now, technically, the game does have some issues, right? There's some frame rate issues. Things start to drop a little bit. And I was really surprised at that, honestly, because Oxenfree, Night School Studios' first game, I never came upon any technical issues, any bad technical issues that I recall at this time. It really felt like a smooth experience. And AfterParty had some issues there, and it made me a little disappointed. I really noticed it in the scenes where Sam is driving you around with her cab. It really slows down at some points and really stutters a bit. And I was also disappointed in the fact that AfterParty only has 2 endings. Meanwhile, Oxenfree, its previous game, had 10 unique endings. I don't want to compare the two really, right? Because they're different games, but they're still in the same style. So I was kind of hoping for multiple ways you can complete this game. And it kind of feels that all the decisions and stuff that you make throughout the game pigeonhole you into these 2 different endings. And you don't have many, it's an illusion of freedom, really, right? I mean, it's still interesting, right? The game there's still different things that you do and explore based on the decisions that you make throughout the game and what you say to other characters. But ultimately, at the end, it just leads to these two endings, and the decisions you make early on in the game do not affect what happens at the ending of the game. Literally, there's only one thing at the very end of the game that will determine which ending that you get. So there really isn't that much in terms of, okay, I'm going to change my ending as the game goes on. So that kind of disappointed me a little bit. Final thoughts. I was extremely excited for AfterParty after enjoying Oxenfree so much, and I was not disappointed in my time with it. I love the friendship between Milo and Lola and how it evolves as the game goes on. The game runs around 5.5 hours, and I was never bored during that time. Each interaction between the characters and all the inhabitants of hell is interesting and memorable. Whether it's talking a group of monks stuck in a stockade into taking the place of a singer so she can crash the party of that her old band is playing at, or playing beer pong with a demon, each encounter is more unforgettable than the last. Yep, those are actual things from the game. You get whiffs throughout the game that something big is going down in hell, and the funny twist at the end actually had me laughing out loud. Not just LOL, literally laughing out loud. While there were some technical hiccups, it was nothing game-breaking. They were more annoyance than anything else. If I had to compare Oxenfree and AfterParty, I wouldn't say I enjoyed my time with Oxenfree more, as the mysterious story and atmosphere had me more engaged than an AfterParty. AfterParty is a more light-hearted story, even dealing with the topics such as heaven and hell. However, AfterParty stands on its own, and I had fun with every moment I spent with it. At the end of the day, AfterParty is a story about two friends who are trying to find their place in the world, even if that world is now hell. It has a lot of heart and genuinely funny moments that shine through. In my humble opinion, I give AfterParty a strong 8 out of 10. Alright guys, that is it for today's video. Let me know in the comments section below if you have played AfterParty and what you thought of it. What did you think between the comparisons of Oxenfree and AfterParty? Do you think Night School Studios is going to get better as they go on? Or, you know, because of the technical hiccups in AfterParty, you're a little worried about what they're going to do next? I am excited to see what Night School Studios is going to do next. I've enjoyed both games so far in their baskets, right? So I want to see what they're going to do next. So until next time, fellow geeks, I am GamerDad79. Keep on geeking on.